Welcome. My name is Mark Martin, computer science teacher, EdTech expert. Welcome to another edition of Blend Ed. Today we're talking about assessment and feedback. So historically, when we are setting assessments, that can be done in quizzes, that can be done in mini assessments, also that can be done by giving exam papers. And as we're coming up to that time of the year where we are thinking about assessing and moderating our students, how can we use some of the good practice that we developed during lockdown in terms of online remote learning and also learning in the classroom? And some of the things that probably might support you in that process is around those low stake quizzes. Can you automate some of those low stake quizzes in the sense that, on a lot of these VLE platforms now, you can design quizzes that gives you the results and also all of the misconceptions that young people have, you can then fill out areas where students can actually improve upon their work. And that's the power with a lot of these VLE systems around using their tools to really help students, guide them in those misconceptions that they may have. And then, if you really wanted to get onto something more, concise or a bit more around the assessment, would be in terms of helping students to write long pieces of writing on the concepts or topics of their choice. And again, what you're doing is looking, can those students use those keywords or technical explanations to justify their answer or review? And what I found is that there's a lot of online tools that can help you to identify, are students using the technical terms in their work? Are they using it to, really, bring about some real understanding? And then lastly, it's about, using exam papers. So there are a lot of exam paper generators that are really helpful in my practice that I use a lot. I'm not too sure if you use that, but there's quite a few out there for your subject areas. And if you couldn't find one, could you develop one through whether it's, writing a similar exam style question and putting it up into a slide and showing a young person a worked version. And then, from that worked version, they would have to answer a similar question on their own. And then lastly, alongside the assessments about what type of feedback are students getting. So again, with the power of technology, we can definitely, enhance the way we give feedback, because traditionally we would normally give feedback through verbal reasoning with the student or, writing something in their books. Now with the power of technology, we can be leaving voice notes, video notes, automated annotation or comments within their work, which then can be set into a thread. So students can see, hey, I was at this stage in terms of understanding, but with a dialogue with my teacher, looking at the thread, similar to, social media, they can track their response. So those are just a few tips in terms of how we can continue to assess our students to root out any misconceptions, and then also opening up the option of using a variety of different assessment tools and feedback tools to really channel their guiding. And, if you're doing anything in terms of your practice that you would love to share, please get in contact with us. We'd love to hear what you're doing in your classroom.